the Indian constitution. That would give them autonomy, similar to regions in northeast India where indigenous communities dominate the population. Ladakh has a literacy rate of 97%. That's well above India's national average. But a survey last year found 26% of its population is unemployed. The Indian government's accused of having no policy to create jobs. Zafar Chowdhury is a policy analyst and editor of The Dispatch. It's an Indian online news site. He's joining us from Jammu in Indian-administered Kashmir. Thank you very much indeed for being with us. If I understand it correctly, there have been many, in fact, demonstrations in the past about this, and they have been mainly peaceful. Why are we seeing violence now?
Well, thanks for having me on the program. So there's a little bit of history that Ladakh has historically been a part of the Jammu and Kashmir state. And when the autonomy of the Jammu and Kashmir state was withdrawn in 2019, so Ladakh was declared as a special union territory. That was a demand that they have been asking since 1950s. So soon after the formation of the union territory, so in India, constitutionally, there is a particular model how the union territories are run. These are mainly run by, the very word explains, these are mainly run by the central government, so the bureaucracy. And in the larger union territory, there is a lieutenant governor, and the other, there is an administrator. So in a couple of years, after gaining their much cherished and much desired status of the union territory, some groups started realizing that probably they need more constitutional protection, more local autonomy in the governance. So some talks, some dialogue was initiated with the government in New Delhi that has been going on for the last 4 years. The last round of talks was in May this year, in which some significant achievements were registered in terms of securing jobs and the domicile that no outsider people would be allowed to take residentship in Ladakh for at least next 15 years. And another round of dialogue was slated to be on the October 6th. But in the meanwhile, some local groups led by an environmentalist, they were mobilizing the opinion for taking on the dialogue with New Delhi. They had this fear that probably they are not going to get what they are asking for, because it's a very vast region with a very small population, and there are also strategic concerns. So that led to the mobilization of a large number of crowds. They hit the streets yesterday. Probably no one had imagined, no one had expected that it could be an anger of this scale. So they attacked the government properties, they attacked the paramilitary forces, and there had to be a retaliation fire in which some lives have lost.
One of the things that I picked up, forgive me for interrupting you, but I just want to ask you more about the violence that we've seen in the last 24, 48 hours or so. One of the things that I picked up was that a majority of those who were carrying out these acts and were protesting